Welcome back to the ninth session of Unknowable Nothing. Um, so apparently, and this is a suggestion, we talked about, well, we didn't really talk about anything, but we discussed apparently the um, the timeless time, and then we discussed further about the absence of free will. Since there's this apparent interconnectedness of what's being expressed here, although that's just another story, what's being discussed here is what's being suggested is the belief. The belief in everything. Seemingly, there's this understanding, there's this seeming really sticky idea that the belief is everything. Seemingly, there's the belief has an agenda to maintain itself. The belief in existence, the belief in reality, the belief in others, the belief in whatever seems to arise is held onto as a system. Seemingly, the belief is like a fluctuating narrator narrating its own belief on whatever is appearing. If there are no beliefs, then beliefs and everything that it carries or under its umbrella ceases to exist. Since all of this is seemingly connected, but it's not really, it's the same. So the belief in time, the belief in a self, the belief in free will, the belief in hope, when it's seen as this really thin line again of separation, even in disbelief, which is another belief, I don't believe that, another belief. It's this agenda, it's this stickiness and this contractedness. It's like the closing of all doors when there's a belief. It's the coming into a position, coming to a realization, coming to a conclusion. And it's almost kind of like this root that roots a whole bunch of different things. But since the root is not real, all of its branches are not real as well. The belief seems to fluctuate, seems to change. It disappears and appears. But there's this illusion that the belief is steady. For example, the belief in time, although it keeps on getting repeated over and over again, the suggestion that there's no time. But there's this belief in memories, belief in the past, a belief that there's a future. Or even though there's this seeming acceptance that there's no one here, but the belief that how can I be a no one? How can I get there? Seems really rooted. Although it's being expressed many, many times that there's no hope. It has fate. That there's hope for liberation. And then there's the belief in words and meanings. Although it keeps on getting expressed that it's all empty, that it's not really expressing anything, the belief seems to be firmly rooted in what it means for me, what my definition is, what my understanding is. And then there's this belief in others. Although there's this expression that there's no one here, it keeps on coming back to what about this enlightened being? What about this person? What about my friends? What about others? Seemingly it can't be uprooted because even the uprooting the belief is like a belief that has gone underground. Well, I don't believe in that anymore. Yeah, it's another belief. So it's this illusion that's cyclical almost. And it keeps on going underground. the belief, the no belief. This is what I believe now. So what's being expressed, and this is just an expression, is the suspension of all belief, meaning that when there are no thoughts in deep sleep, there's no belief. In time, there's no belief. In timelessness, there's no belief. When it's seen that there's no one, who's believing? So what seemingly happens, that's not really happening, that doesn't have any opposite, is this wholeness believing in separation, and it's accepted. It's accepted right away. The belief is never rejected. The illusions are almost this ongoing kind of like cyclical, never-ending loop that seemingly is connected, but it's really choppy. It's really, really choppy. It's really sporadic. It fluctuates. It's completely changing. I hear a lot, in these conversations, sometimes, I used to believe this, but now I don't anymore. I used to believe in this teacher, but now this is what's happening. And there's nothing wrong or right about anything, because believing in wrong and right is just another belief. Or even believing there's nothing wrong or right is just another belief that has gone underground. It's really tricky, isn't it? And even in belief of non-duality perspective, just another branch of belief that has seemingly gone underground. Or the belief that there's no me is also a belief that there was a me. The belief that I will fall away is just another belief that there is a me that needs to fall away. Although it keeps on getting repeated over and over again, and this is very repetitious online retreat, it's the unknowable nothing. So the belief that arises is never questioned. It's just accepted. But somehow, or all of this belief, because beliefs are really nothing, it's the unknowable nothing, all of this beliefs where this is arising from, where this is coming from, is questioned, is rejected. What is this silence that's being talked about? I don't know what that is, because it's not a belief. What is this emptiness? Can you talk about emptiness? Is that the same as oneness or all? Because it's not a belief. It can't be intellectualized. It can't be processed. It can't be understood. So the belief system is like a booby trap of beliefs. It believes in this, it believes in that. But the ultimate belief is the belief in separation. The branches are the me that's separate, the time that is happening, whatever that seems to be separate. But this tiny beliefs of separation, the wrinkle in timelessness. Once it's ironed out, what's a belief? Why it's so heavy? Why is it so heavy? Why does it almost feel like it's vital? Well, this is what I believe. This is what I understand. It's a flimsy illusion, the belief system. You can't get rid of it because it's just what's happening as well, because there's no you to get rid of it. These suggestions that keeps on coming up, keeps on getting grasped. Apparently, there's no one grasping it, but seems to be the narrative that's continuous, that is prominent. But once there's a collapse, an apparent collapse, because that's just another belief, right? A collapse that cannot be understood, that cannot really be truly expressed. Someone will say that it's not really worth mentioning. Some speakers will say, well, it's really uneventful because it's not an event. Some will say, well, there's this complete collapse, or it's just sitting on a chair doing this, because it's not a belief. It's just what's happening. It's not like, I believe that, that after contemplating this, and that, coming into peacefulness, there was liberation when the next step was by God. All of that narrative, Although there's nothing wrong or right about that, but it's just a dream. Or sometimes there's some clarity, and then all of a sudden the belief goes underground again. Well, I believe that, that there's needs to be integration in what's talking about, and there's nothing wrong or right about that, right? But it becomes another belief. It becomes another position. So what to do about belief? Nothing, because they're really nothing. They're really empty. There's nothing behind it. Have you ever seen a belief system? Have you ever captured it? But somehow, it's so strong, isn't it? But it's actually not really. It's actually completely powerless because it's just a belief. It changes. So, what happens when there's no belief system? Nothing. Nothing happening. The unknowingness, free falling, because it doesn't land anywhere anymore. So, if you'd like to talk about beliefs, I want to hear some believers. Let's discuss it more or not. Hi, Carolyn. Hello.
Hi, Emerson.
Hi.
Well, I believe strongly
Yes.
that Caroline wasn't too much there at the beginning of the day,
Yes.
well, the afternoon here, but now it's completely,
Yeah.
how can I say that?
Contracted, right? It's really, really
Yeah,
there.
contracted, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And again, you know what as I said, it's a fluctuating belief system, right? It doesn't really stay. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's kind of like the weather.
Mm?
It's
Yeah.
ever changing, right? So sometimes there's like, I think I was talking to you one time and there was this relaxation. Remember we were talking, I think a couple of weeks
Yeah.
ago? There was just this
Yeah.
calmness because
Yeah.
there's no belief in there, right?
Yeah.
So everything was, the belief was just kind of like, it's almost like it got suspended, it got canceled. But when it comes back, it becomes so heavy sometimes, right? It's kind of like, oh, why? You know what I'm saying? Because there's this, so there's the belief that it prefers this other thing, but
Mm.
it's just another belief. So it just gets trapped in this cyclical, belief system that prefers the belief of peacefulness or whatever, but it doesn't see. So it's almost the segregator of what is happening. It segregates it, it blocks it,
Yeah. Mm?
it obscures it, right? It hides it, that because
Yeah.
of this strong, strong belief system, especially when it's kind of like really contracted, then it pushes and rejects something. Well, this is not it.
Yeah.
And then when it's suspended, sometimes when it's just kind of like when it gets tired, sometimes the belief system just runs out. You know what I'm saying? It just collapses.
Yeah.
Then
Mm.
there's this, okay, you know what? That's okay. There's nothing left to say. It's usually what's said. There's
Mm.
nothing left to say because
Mm.
everything that's said is just another belief.
Mm.
And this sounds like a belief because it
Yeah.
can only operate in belief. An illusion only operates in illusion. A belief only operates in belief, whether it's not believing or believing. It's the same illusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly like a very Caroline or very Zen Caroline is still the same thing, basically,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, it's very
So,
strong. It's very strong, right? The belief because it's what maintains seemingly, and this is just another story, right? It's what
mm,
maintains the illusion is the belief. Because you can, you know what, there's, and it goes underground because somebody will say, well, I believe that there's no one here. I believe that
mm,
there's no time. But there's still a belief in separation. It's almost just gone underground.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
So it's the belief in thoughts. So that's what it is. It's the belief in what's arising. And as I said,
mm,
accepting it. So the thoughts that are arising are made real by the belief, by this duality. But there's no time to make it real. So none of it is real.
okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, no, not okay, but okay anyway.
We'll talk later, Carolyn. Maybe
Yeah,
tomorrow or the next day,
yeah,
sorry. Yeah, but keep on
yeah,
asking
that's
the
fine.
questions. Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
okay. Thank you.
All
Thanks.
right. Hi, Vincenzo. Hello.
Hello, hi,
Hi. Hi.
Emerson.
Hi.
I just want to say thank you for this. Thank you for doing this. And my question is, like, I just want to say, see if you agree.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Like, uh, the 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 thoughts are
Yeah.
representing me, but they're actually empty because they're representing no one, right?
Yes. Thoughts are empty, right? There's no thoughts actually. So what's being expressed here is when there's an absence of thoughts, there's no one. There's no belief. There's no time. And that's what everyone seemingly is looking for is the absence of everything, the nothing.
Like, the body is representing me,
There's no body.
but yeah, there's nobody, but it's representing no one. Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's no one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's simply what's obvious is there's never been anyone, right? And and
Yeah.
um and when they're seeing that there's never been anyone, all the belief system of that belief that there's someone collapses. So
Oh.
thoughts are not believed anymore. There's a disbelief. There's a suspension of belief is a better word for that one, right? There's curiousness in what's happening. I'm like, oh, interesting. Oh, there's just this unknowing. It's not knowing. It's not holding on to the belief system as a crutch, as a cornerstone, as an attachment.
Ah. Oh, okay then.
Thank you, Vicenzo. Keep on coming back with
Uh,
questions. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you,
Thank you for coming.
thank you.
Ollie.
Emerson. Yeah, I would say that there's like a ton of beliefs.
Yeah.
There's a whole whirlpool of beliefs. Every
Yeah.
like I don't know if let's say thousands.
But there's actually it's all illusion though, so there's no thousands. So what arises is a belief, 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 right? It's just this
Yeah, yeah,
belief.
yeah.
Yeah, but there seems to be thousands of belief, right? It's kind of like,
Like one after the other.
yeah,
And one position after
yeah.
the
There's
other.
always a position. There's always kind of like a knowing. Well, I know this. This is what I know. This is what I believe. This is my reality. And that's the thing is the belief in its own reality in what it experiences. And that's why this communication can really be frustrating, right? Because it challenges the belief system.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. And that's why that's why it's really confronting, right? Because the belief system are getting kind of like, it's hitting a wall. What about
Yeah.
this? What about that? How about this? How about that? It doesn't want to be wrong, although there's nothing wrong or right.
In the end, yeah, there's no significant belief that is that I would believe
There's
something.
not
Like in
even
the
any
end,
beliefs. There's nothing significant at all because there's no such thing as a belief system. It can be written about, it can be, but it's not real.
I know that you're right. You must be right.
That's a belief. There's no
It's
one
a
here. See, it keeps on coming up with the belief, 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 belief. There's nothing
yeah.
wrong or right about that, though, because it's all also the unknowable nothing or the emptiness. the unthinkable emptiness. That's basically it. It's appearing as a belief system. It's not really separate. It feels separate, but that's another belief. Nuts. Madness.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really good.
And the funny thing about belief is it doesn't want to be challenged, so it challenges apparent other people's belief, but there's no others. The belief that there's other belief fuels it. Hence the separation of belief systems. It keeps on branching. Do you believe that?
You know, Emerson,
Yes.
sorry, I didn't
No,
raise
it's
my hand. I'm sorry about that. It's unbelievable that we don't exist, basically.
yeah, that's
I-
the thing that I kept on really getting challenged, right? That was the
Yeah.
most challenging thing. Is even when I was trying to believe it,
Mm.
I thought that I was just fooling myself because I
Yeah.
heard this communication and I would say, and now my mantra became, "There's no one here. There's no me.
Mm.
There's no me. There's no me." So when the me seems to be acting up, I will kind of like repeat that there's no me. There's no me.
Mm.
But what it does actually, it just really strengthens that belief that there's a me.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
So what?
So what?
I shut up now. Thank you.
Steve.
Hi,
Hi,
Emerson.
Steve. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good.
I can tell. I think the way we talk about belief, the way we talk about the wow, is that
Yes.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
We literally say, and I sent you a message, this is beyond belief.
It is. It is. It's the suspension of belief. It's the collapse of the belief when it's seen. That's why it's the unconditional. That's why words are kind of like it's the incredible nothing or the unknowable nothing or the whatever it is, the wonder, the open secret, all this kind of stuff. The words that's kind of like saying is beyond belief.
And even as you discussed dreams as generating more dreams
Yes,
and concepts
generating more concepts, illusions,
and
beliefs.
and
The same thing.
beliefs generate beliefs.
Yeah.
But to the extent that there's a sense of the unbelievable,
Yes,
not
and
that you're
that's
believing
also
in it, but a sense that in turn kind of spins the same way.
it does. What's being expressed in this long exhausting kind of like 12 session is that it's the sameness in everything.
Right.
If you've been
Right.
here since day one, it's the same. What's being expressed, and it's just showing almost kind of like different angles, but the same thing: belief, time, me, free will, choice, that kind of stuff. And it keeps on getting tied up. So if there's no time, how can there be belief? For belief to happen, there needs the time. If there's no me, how can there be belief? There needs to be a believer. And it can be interchanged, right? If the belief is suspended, what's time?
Yeah.
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 Thanks, Emerson.
Yes. Thank you. Hi, Mike.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good. So, are you saying that there's no felt sense of separation? Like
The
it's
felt
only a
sense,
thought?
yeah, the felt sense of separation is the illusion. So it feels completely real, right?
Hmm.
Holding a glass, talking and everything, but that's also empty. There's
But
this felt, but it feels
it's not
completely.
just a. Is it just a thought or a belief? Like that's where I'm
It's a
getting caught up.
knowable. It's a knowable. It's just what's
Okay.
happening, right? Because again, kind of like coming into conclusion that it's just a belief or just a thought.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's contradictory. It's just what's happening. It's unknowable. It's this unknowable nothing. Because what's really a felt sense of separation? What's an idea of separation? Is it belief?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what do you mean? It's just a belief? Like what do you? How do you define a belief?
A belief is coming to a position, coming to kind of like a conclusion. This is what I believe. I believe that I'm separate. I believe that, the way that I express it, the only thing that's
Okay.
undeniable is there's no one here. It's not a belief. It's just undeniable. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to
Yeah.
express it because it doesn't appear in thoughts, right? So I'm trying to
Yeah.
express here something that's completely thoughtless, that is not conjured up in ideas, but everything that seems to come out seems to
Mhm.
be this. So
But
it's
does belief
yeah,
include like that whatever I guess you're describing it as like you could describe it as like a felt sense. Like does
yeah.
belief include that?
Yeah,
Okay.
everything is a belief.
Yeah.
It's not, what do you call it? You can't get out of the belief system. Even in disbelief is another belief. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
expressing all of the cyclical patterns of this, right? The belief,
Okay.
the desire, the seeking, it's all the same.
I just get caught up in the belief because it
Yeah,
seems like
yeah.
it's sort of like related to spiritual stuff where they say, oh, you shouldn't believe your thoughts and all this
Oh,
other stuff,
but that's
but it's
another
not
belief.
related.
Oh, that's related as well. You should not believe your thoughts, but that's another belief. Did you just see what happened there?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a trick, right? It's a trick. That's why
Yeah.
when someone says, don't believe the mind, but that's making the mind real. Watch your mind, it's not real, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of this kind of like belief systems that even goes into disbelief. It's just I'm just trying to express it's just this loop, this
But
infinite
even
loop.
if there's even that there's belief systems is also a belief,
That's
but no
right.
one believes that.
That's right.
That's
See,
just
that's what I'm
that's just
saying.
what's being said. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's just another belief.
I'll never get this.
That's another belief. See?
Okay.
That's what I actually kept on
Yeah.
do when I was really kind of like heavy into listening to this and seeking, and I was really suffering, right? I kept on hitting the wall over and over and over again, and I kept on saying, I will never get this. I will never get this. And when there's a seeing that that's just a belief that there's really no one that will get this because there's nothing to get. Boom.
So I'll never really understand what a belief is.
No.
Like I don't understand what you're saying when you say belief. Like I literally just don't get it.
It's
You know what I mean? Like because it's a belief. Like
it's a belief,
I
yeah.
don't.
Everything is
Yeah.
a belief, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything that comes out
Okay.
is a belief.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you, Mike. David. Hey, David.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Hello.
So,
Where are you?
so
Oh, there you are. Okay.
hi. So, belief or beliefs,
Yes.
the sense of being a separate person,
Yeah.
time,
Yes.
space,
Yes.
object,
Yes.
future, history,
Yes.
life, my life.
Yeah.
It's all
Belief.
the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Not a thing, but it's all the same.
Yeah.
So there's no difference between any of that.
No.
So the thought that I'm a person and the thought that there is or isn't belief and the thinking that there is time, a timeline, everything
Yeah.
is the illusion.
Yes.
All of it is the exact same. It is
It
all
is.
the illusion.
Yes.
But there is no illusion.
Exactly. Because that's just a belief.
Okay.
So
Where do
it's
I collect my
interchangeable,
diploma?
right?
Where do I? I'm on my way out now. Where do I collect my diploma?
um, I believe that
Okay, cheers.
thank you. Thank you. Do you have another question, Mike, or you forgot to unraise your hand? Lower your hand. Okay. It's just clarifying nothing, that it's all nothing. Nothing is everything. And everything that's appearing, like belief, time, self, spirit, whatever it is a belief. It's an illusion. Interchangeable. Oh, that seems to put away. I don't know, Corey. Did you want to? I can't read that. Corey, did you want to explain that? Sorry, I just saw that. I'm gonna put on my. I'm gonna put on
Sorry,
Maria glasses.
No, I wrote. I probably didn't spell it right. So I just
Okay,
said.
I can see now.
Yeah, yeah. Can you read what it says?
That seems to put
Pay.
away. Oh,
Put
to pay.
Put pay to.
Yeah, most religions. It's a belief system.
Total
None of it is
belief.
real.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could
Yeah.
cause a bit of a rumpus amongst
Oh,
circles.
yeah.
Wow.
Sacrilegious, right?
Oh my goodness. Wow, what fun. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Thank you, Corey.
Hey.
Ollie. Oops.
I believe, for example, that there's an end. I believe that I'm here. There's so many beliefs.
Yeah.
There's
It's
no
exhausting,
end.
is it? There's no end. Yeah. It's almost like that's why I explain it. This is like an infinite purging, right? When I've told this story many times too. I used to have a lot of books and everything, and I was about to donate it because they're just all belief systems. Everything that I read is a belief system. In spirituality, in whatever seems to appear, and I ended up throwing them in the garbage. So it's a purging. It's a purging because all of these belief systems are kind of like smoke and mirrors. They're the illusion. Yeah.
I believe that there's like there would be a resonance or something.
Yeah, so
Not
sometimes our resonance is cannot be explained. So it's not even a belief. There's this, I can't understand it. I don't know if you hear when someone's saying that there seems to, I can't seem to not stop listening to it. It's not a belief.
I don't know
There's
either.
just this, I don't know what it is. It's not a belief. It's like almost like even hard to put the word. It's like intuitiveness, but not really. It's like, it's emptiness, it's seeing itself basically. Emptiness is resonating with itself. And it's beyond belief. It's not a belief, you know what I'm saying? Because everything that is being said from a belief system is unbelievable. When when I say
Yeah.
that there's no one, there's no time, that can't be true. So it contradicts the belief system. Even if it agrees, there's some agreeable characters out there that'll be like, yeah, I can understand that, but it doesn't believe it. It rejects it. It puts it in thoughts. It kind of like it negotiates it, right? I'll negotiate that. I'll you know what? I'll come back to that. And there seems to be a coming back into the next session because it still believes that it's here. There's this crazy dude that's saying that there's no one here, and I kind of believe him, um, but not really, right? It's
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I believe it's Steve next. Steve, go ahead, please.
So I think that based on the probability of precipitation, I believe that it's not going to rain today.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
And it's a belief, but it's not really a problematic belief. I could take it or
No.
leave it.
Yeah.
I could take
Yeah.
it or leave it.
Yeah.
But where you have religions,
Oh yeah.
where you have these systems of belief,
Oh yeah.
even in science,
Yes.
what you have are people trying to attach passion,
Yes.
wanting you to say that, well, you know, if you believe this with enough fervor,
Yes.
if you believe this with the right intensity,
Yes.
then you're going to get somewhere.
Yes.
Then you're going to go from being an ordinary sort of person who's, you know, not of much significance to someone who's up there, because
Yes.
your belief
That's right. Yeah.
is the right belief.
That's right. Yeah. This is
You
what I
know, and if your
believe. Yeah.
actions are a certain way, that demonstrates that your belief is what it should be.
That's right.
So now your actions and your beliefs and everything are tied into one another. And the attempt to extricate yourself is that much more difficult. That's all.
Belief is what you know. This is just another expression. What usually fuels suffering is belief.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Steve goes, this is simply beyond belief. Carolyn goes, every time you say that's just what's happening, it implies something is actually happening. Yeah. That's the belief. Hello, Emerson. I have two questions. Is this already or is this new? And to me, is this already or is this new? And to me, it's an illusion. When it's, I'll answer the first one first, Elio. It's often said that this is already as it is. This is already free. It doesn't require a belief because it already is. Or this is new because when there's a belief, when there's a thought process, then what's being seen is in time. So since this is timelessness, it's already this and this is always new. Yeah. The next one is the me is an illusion, but the me that not me for this mention couldn't be another kind of illusion. Who knows? The me is an illusion, but the not me. Or did you want to expand on that, Elio? Or I'll try to answer it. If you don't want to, that's okay. That's completely all right. The me is an illusion, but the not me or this message couldn't be another kind of illusion. Everything is an illusion, including this communication. Everything is. But this communication is clearly stating that everything is an illusion and there's only nothing happening, which is really clear. But other communications, you know, and this is just a story, seems to express is that although this is an illusion, there's a way out of this illusion. Hugo's all religion is a foolish answer to foolish question. Yeah, I like that one. From Thomas Shelby in, Peaky Blinders. There's a third season now. Is it the third season? Who watches Peaky Blinders? Ileana. Hi. Oh, I can't hear you.
There's a good reason. So I've been pondering where beliefs come from, and because like a thought is can't think,
Mm-hmm.
and there isn't a mind, and
Mm-hmm.
but there seem to be beliefs, and I guess what I've just come to is that nothing is just showing up as a belief. It doesn't come from anywhere.
That's right. Yes, it's all nothing. Whoa, is that me? Thank you.
That's all.
Is the belief the same as knowing, according to Mike? Yes. I know this is true. I believe this is true. This and that. Belief and acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. Yes. Trust, faith, or confidence in something or something. Thank you. Thank you for that. I like that one. That's from, yeah. So you can't believe that nothing exists. It's a tough conundrum, huh? When everything that appears is a belief, but also it's nothing. It's also empty. But the believer chooses the belief. It thinks it chooses. Yeah, so again, what's just being expressed is the sameness in everything, that everything is really nothing. We talked about, I think we talked about a lot of stuff today. Time, the big questions, usually non-duality, right? Is time, free will, and this one. This one no one really talks about, but it's the almost like the underlying obstacle is the belief that something will happen, the belief in the separation, the belief in something existing, the belief in whatever is happening. And again, in the suspension or the absence of thoughts, when there's no belief, that's why the flowers, the laughter, the sitting. Hey, Zabby. How are you?
Good, Emerson. How you doing?
I'm good. Good to see you. You look good.
You too. Good to see you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Damn, man. It's crazy. There's never been anyone here.
Yeah, I know.
It's so insane,
It
man.
is.
Like,
I know.
Like,
it's madness, right? It's almost madness, but it's like what the hell? There's never been anyone here. It's just the most insane thing ever. But it's actually the sanest thing.
I was literally just laughing and crying at the same time a few minutes ago. I was like, what the fuck? Freedom. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Let's chat again soon, man. It's nice to see you.
For sure. Let's do
Yeah,
one-on-one soon.
Yeah, we should, man. Love you, man. Take care.
All right. Love you too, man. Thank you.
Yeah, David goes, oh, there's actually one from Maud here. Oh, there's actually a lot of questions here. This message could become a belief to when the parent person hears it. Yes, totally. And that's why in some of my parent talks, there's an expression sometimes that when it becomes dogmatic, when it becomes an understanding, it becomes a belief system. And sometimes, there's and this is just a story. I see some seekers become experts at this. They become kind of like non-duality connoisseurs. They become an authority, and they think they know who's clear or not, but really nothing is happening. It's just what is. It's just all belief systems. So they ride on that belief that they know this now. They understand what radical non-duality is. Although it keeps on getting expressed that this is not an understanding. This is not knowledge. And they get stuck sometimes in the words that are being expressed over and over again. Like, you know, nothing is whatever, nothing is happening, all that kind of stuff. And it becomes a belief. It becomes a belief. And then and yes, it is just becomes an authority in it. It becomes and that's when in the story there is this frustration with it because it gets bored of this communication because it has heard everything. It has been listening to this over and over again. But what's happening is that there is the belief has gone underground now and accepts everything that's being said. It's not meant to be accepted because who's going to accept it if there's no one? Who? Who's going to believe it? That's what I said when I was seeking this, when I was heavy seeking. I kept on saying that I will never get this. I will never get this. So that's a belief again that I will never get this, meaning that there's an I. So when all of a sudden that suspension of belief, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? There's no one doing any of that. It's kind of like what Zabi's saying. I can't believe that there's no one here. There's never been anyone. It's not a belief system. It's just this, because the believer and the belief system, when it apparently collapses, everything is just like, what? Maud goes, if you believe in it, it will manifest. They say, Abraham Hicks say also that a belief is a thought you keep thinking. And in the Course in Miracles says that you see with the body's eyes, but what you believe and but what believe and see. Yeah, that's why I don't really go into teachings anymore. You know what I'm saying? There's some clear lines sometimes in some of these teachings, but it's just another belief system. Thank you, Maud, for sharing that. Yes, David goes, the belief I must get rid of my beliefs is just another belief system. That there are beliefs. See how tricky it is? That everything that comes up is belief, but it's not about getting rid of the belief, but the seeing that the beliefs are really nothing. Nothing. Oh, yes, 6 series of Peaky Blinders. Yes. I like Peaky Blinders. See the hat. I like music critics, it's not music. Yes. Thank you, Petra. Carolyn, hi.
Hi again.
Hi.
Would you say something or anything about sorry, what was it? Sorry.
No worries.
Just one second.
No worries.
Oh, it's just what's happening. Can you say something about that, please? Because
it's you know what, the expression of this is really difficult sometimes, you know, to comprehend, because the moment that's why, you know, a lot of speakers really simplify it, because the more complex it is, the more it becomes a belief or an understanding.
Yeah.
Right. So when it say that nothing is everything, everything is nothing, it's quite clear. It's quite clear. But sometimes it's not substantial for the seeker, right?
Yeah.
Because it wants to understand that nothing is everything. Basically, what's basically being expressed is that everything is the same. Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is the same. There's no separation whatsoever. So even beliefs are also nothing. Understanding is nothing. So it all leads back to nothing. It's all nothing.
So nothing is really happening, basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah. But this is the unknowable nothing, though, right? The reason I add the unknowable, because the moment it becomes a knowing or an understanding, then it becomes another belief system, right? So this is almost kind of like a suspension of that belief when I say that it's unknowable nothing. It cannot be thought of, or indescribable emptiness. It doesn't make sense because it doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. So trying to make sense of something that might make sense is the contraction. It's the it's trying to capture air with a butterfly net.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn. Petra, hello.
Hello.
I like the lights. Looks cool. Yes. Like disco.
Okay.
Sun disco.
With the music critics, I thought sometimes they know everything about music, but they're not able to play a single note. And they also try to grasp it somehow, and sometimes they're really angry and So
it's funny with this apparent non-duality speaking and everything. There's a lot of critics, but it's okay. It's just apparent belief, and there's really no one there. There's really no music critics.
Yeah, I mean,
nothing
music,
is happening.
You can't grasp it also.
Yeah.
And the other thing, the character, the seeming character, is just a belief system. Let's say.
Yes. Yeah. It's a collection of beliefs. It's
and
really
when
funny.
When the habit was to try to get away from what is for apparent 50 years, is it possible that it changes?
Oh, repeat that again. So when what?
Yeah, if there was a strong habit to try to get away from what is. So
well, the habit is just, there seems to be history, but there's really no history. So habit is just a word for what's happening. That's not really happening. It's an illusion, and there's nothing that you can do or not do about it. It will inhabit or habit itself. It's just what is, right? There's nothing, or there's even a trying to get rid of the habit, and that's just what's happening too. So in the immediacy of everything, kind of like I know some speakers that still smoke. If they it's just what's happening. Saying it's just what's happening. Who cares?
I mean, I was sure for ages that there must be something better. And
see, that's the belief. See what's happening?
That's a strong belief.
Yeah.
It's a really strong belief.
So that's what keeps on obscuring what already is, right? The one
on the one hand, it's so clear. It's just the immediacy, and which it's just happening by itself. And on the other hand, there's still strong belief. But the one who tells me it's a strong belief, that's the pathological liar again, huh?
That's right. Yeah. It really believes, right? It believes in its lies, that it's separate, that it's that, yeah.
Yeah.
It believes its own lies. That's how a good belief system it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
No choice anyway.
Yeah, there's no choice. It's just what's happening. It's really nothing.
Yeah.
It's really nothing. Yeah. All right. Thank you. David. Hey, David.
Hiya.
Hiya.
So the belief in beliefs is a belief.
Yes.
So you could almost say there are no beliefs.
That's right. Yeah. There are really no beliefs. It's
there
really
aren't
nothing.
beliefs.
That's what I'm keeping saying.
Yes.
There's really nothing.
Yeah.
There's a belief that there's something. I like
Yeah.
that definition that this and that actually posted. What does it say again? Oh, there's a lot of comments here. All beliefs. Oh no, an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Trust, faith, or confidence in someone or something.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So the sort of the self energy, if you will, it kind of implies everything, doesn't it?
Yes.
They can't ever hold anything up and say, look, this is what I've got and this is real.
Yeah.
Everything is by implication, including its own existence. Its very own existence is only an implication.
That's right. Yeah.
It's only a pointing towards something. So there's, you could almost say whatever's, no, that's getting a bit silly. It's like I tried to mention this to you once before, and on a one-to-one, and you sort of stopped me quite abruptly. But I'm going to give this a go anyway. I forget the name of it, but there's an optical illusion you can get. You can do a quick internet search to find it, and it's basically 3 little discs with each little black disc with a pie triangle piece cut out of it.
Oh yeah.
And they're spaced on a page, and those 3 little corners are all aiming at each other.
Yeah.
And so when you look at it, you're actually, all you're seeing is 3 little black discs with little pies missing.
Yeah.
But actually what it creates is an illusionary triangle. It's like an optical illusion.
Yeah.
There is, it's got a word, it's got a name. There is no triangle there.
Yeah.
And you could equate that to the self, that the self is the triangle.
Yes.
And the 3 little corners are the belief in time and space, the belief in
you can say
life
that,
story.
That's a good analogy for that. Yeah.
All the little things that add up to a person, a character.
Yeah. It's a collection, seeming collection of belief, right? See, the collection is time. The collection is separation. The collection is others.
Yeah.
It's all belief, right? There's others, there's time, there's space. All that kind of stuff is belief. Belief in separation. It's just this. It's really sane when you see it, that everything is the same.
Yeah.
There's nothing really separate, and that's ultimately what keeps on getting expressed here, right? That nothing is everything. Everything is nothing. It's really simple. But there's this seeming kind of like, an explosion of belief systems, right? Or this or time is just another explosion. How about the Big Bang, dinosaurs, and all this kind of stuff, right? All of that is an appearance, but kind of like that that you're sharing, that 3 things, it's all an illusion. Time, appearances, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Wow. Wow. It's that time again, that there's no time. Thank you so much, everyone. We have another session coming up, believe it or not. Thank you so much. We'll see you back in an hour for the 10th session. Bye.
Wow.
Thank you, Emerson.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emerson.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emerson.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Wow.